Welcome back to Fans of the Forge. I have taken over. We have taken over. The guys are actually behind the camera, making sure we don't do anything stupid. But I can't guarantee I won't. Yeah, me especially. Anyway, so I got notes, as if these are notes.
Did you say your name? Who are you again?
My name's Alex Ruiz. I'm the Season 5, Episode 14 Horseman's Axe Forge and Fire Champion. Now next to me is, introduce yourself, good sir.
I'm Jeff Wagenaar, Episode 2 of Season 5, the Schiavona winner that nobody picked. I'm going to keep reminding you of that. Nobody
let
picked
me tell you something.
Except the lovely wife.
Well, let me tell you something. I picked you.
You didn't even see my show.
Yes, I did. I saw it when it came out.
You didn't know. Okay, just get on with the questions. Get on with the questions. Yes. Oh, it's not an underdog. No, it's not an underdog. She knew all along I was going to win. But go ahead.
Yeah. So you go up against all these people, all this experience. What are you feeling? I mean, you get to talk to these people on the way to set. How do you feel when you stack yourself up against a competition?
Well, see, I don't know if I could say the word, but I pretty much figured I was screwed.
Oh, okay.
When I was talking to the guys at the hotel, we get a chance to run into each other, and I was talking to them before, their experience was way over mine, and I thought, basically, when the Coal Forge showed up, I thought I was done.
Yeah. Now, see, I see as another Smith, as a fellow Forge and Fire guy. I was watching. I'm like, okay, cool. Coal Forges, that's my favorite. I wish I got the Coal Forge. Then I'm seeing you, just like, crap, Coal Forge. How'd you feel when you realized you were about to use something like that?
Actually, I believe it wasn't "oh crap." It was a different word that they felt like they had to bleep out.
Oh man, those bleeps.
Yeah, when they interviewed me, they asked, "Would you ever do a Coal Forge?" And I told them, "Absolutely not. I won't go on the show if you do that to me." And they did it. So I'm pretty sure they were trying to set me up as the fool. Yeah. Well, I pretty much got the last laugh.
So I see people pick up stuff like maybe I would have picked up like the saw. The big saw blade. Other stuff looked a little too clunky to me, and that's my experience there. Why'd you pick the piece you did?
Well, to tell you the truth, the whole plan was I actually thought I would get a fire going in the Coal Forge.
Yeah.
And I'd be able to really stretch the steel out and make a big chopper, because I planned on, chopping the hooves in half.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen that way, but it still ended up getting a big chopper, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. All right. So we get I can't remember his name. Is it Gary Wappel or something like that? Something Wappel, the guy who picked the piece with the saw blade and had a lot of micro fractures in it. So knowing he gets eliminated with the nicest shaped blade, because he pretty much cut it out and it was minimal forging needed, but he had a lot of fractures in it. So you're going on to do your handles and everything. How do you feel going into the second round though?
I'll tell you the truth. He's a pretty good guy, and he's a really good knife maker. And for him to go out first, I was actually, I wouldn't say happy, but I was kind of glad that I wouldn't have to go up against him.
Yeah.
But I was feeling very confident. After the Coal Forge, I dealt with that. After that, I could do anything I want. And in that world of grinding and doing the handle, I was just happy, smiling away, loving every minute of it.
So I watched that, and I liked how the other guy was like, I made a hoof slicer, Japanese hoof slicer. And I'm like, is that a thing? I had to think about it for a minute. I was like, oh, okay, they're just goofing around. But you get up to it, and everyone starts chopping through the stuff. You see your performance. How do you feel about it when you stacked up against everyone else? I mean, we all have our opinions at the end of testing. What was your opinion of yourself?
I'm not gonna lie. I was just wondering who was going to be second, who was going home with me. I dominated the hoof chop. The guys knew it, and the bag chop or the slice was easy. I was pretty much wondering who was going to go home with me.
All right. So you get this weapon unveiled, Schiavona, and you see this basket hill, which is something I was afraid of going into Forge and Fire to begin with, because that was one of the things I was asked, would I do a basket hill? I'm familiar with it, but I would be terrified to do one, or a swept hilt rapier or something like that. So now that you got a complex handle, what do you think?
Tell you what, when they showed it, I was excited.
Yeah.
I wanted something. I wanted a sword, and I wanted something elaborate, complicated, that I could do my version of.
Yeah.
And I was more excited than afraid. I was instantly thinking of what I'm going to do for it. So I was excited.
Yeah, well, from my perspective, watching, I wasn't excited. I was scared just watching it because I could put myself, because I've been in the position to do the stuff on the show, being a finalist and everything. So I'm like, God, I would be terrified. And you're just like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm like, man, I wish I had that kind of confidence going in. And I'm seeing your stuff go up. I'm seeing the other finalists, his stuff go up, and he's got the big tools. He's got some really fancy equipment, and you're roughing it the hard way, just like I did in my episode. So, I mean, I know you don't know what kind of tooling he had until the show aired, but how'd you feel once afterwards and you actually get to see it?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I kind of knew he had a little bit of money, but I didn't know all the setup he had.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. I mean,
right.
I try not to make excuses. I take what I'm given and what I deal with and do the best at it.
All right, yeah. So you get your weapon put together, and I gotta say, it looks fantastic. I love the way it looks. I love that black, that jet black, and the way it blended in with everything else. You got that chrome going almost too. And then you get to the final round. You get to testing. You get through the first round. How are you feeling? What are you feeling?
After that dummy test, the kill test.
Yeah.
Wow. I was excited as what Will was. I mean, they didn't show this part, but Will was awfully excited about that. I mean, it almost cut it in half. Yeah. I was really excited after that. I figured it was, if you're talking boxing, I figured 10-8 round I was ahead.
There you go. Confidence. I love it. And now we get to the I think it was the
terracotta chop
there we go.
Punch.
Yeah,
they punched it
punching
and then
it with punching it with the basket hilt.
Yep.
What'd you think when you heard that was going to be the way they tested that?
I wasn't worried about it. I was more worried about obviously what they came up with and said that it hurt their hand.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I was worried about. I didn't think it would hurt the hand at all to punch through that.
Yeah.
And the birchwood I wasn't really worried about.
Okay. All right. It comes to testing. They've tested it. Y'all two standing up there. You're about to get told who wins Forge and Fire. Boom, it's you. What's going through your mind? How are you feeling?
And to tell you the truth, I actually thought I was having a heart attack at that time. I mean, I told them I need some aspirin. This is unbelievable. I thought I was going to win. I thought I was well ahead, but it was close. It was close, but I really was confident that I was ahead. But still, just sitting there waiting, the excitement was unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think I mirrored that too. I mean, I know what happened on my episode and everything, but I was still amazed by what happened, how it happened. But I feel great knowing that I'm a Forge and Fire champion, bringing it back to Texas, and you, I think, are the first from Minnesota.
If you want to get technical, I am the first. Look it up. Huh? I filmed mine in July, but actually season 5, episode 1, I believe it's the episode of guys that supposedly weren't experienced, even though I thought they were.
Yeah.
He was from Minnesota.
Okay.
And that really tweaked me the wrong way because he got to show it first and he won. I wanted to be the first winner for Minnesota, and technically I am.
There you go. You heard it first here, folks. Technically he is.
Yes,
and
I filmed first.
If the glove fits. Wait, doesn't fit. Never mind. I don't know what's happening anymore. All right, man. Thanks for doing this, and thank y'all behind the camera for letting us do this with your equipment.
This is great.
This has been
We're going to have to come up with our own show.
No.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.